And from the chat, Chiptune Chronicles was asking, I did hear about the boss being Phoenix as the first video game boss. That is what is widespread, but playing on this channel every video game, this is the first time I've experienced these games. We had a video game that had a boss. They had a mothership where when you're playing the game in Astro Wars, you shoot the invaders coming down, and if you finish a wave, another wave of a different kind of invaders came down, and if you finish that wave, a different one came down, and if you got to the end, you got a mothership that would come down, which essentially is a boss in Astro Wars. And from the chat, Casey Club Kirby says, seems like the best games at the time were mostly arcade cabinets. And it is true, arcade is pushing the technology of video games. We are trying to rate the games based on how you could play them. So arcades getting like a range of 1979 arcade, and then home consoles are getting a range of their rating, and then handhelds are getting a range, home computers are getting a range. So rather than lump them all together, we're kind of basing it on what you would be able to play at the time and where you were playing it. Doing our best. All right, let's move on to our next game. This is called I've Got Your Number on the Magnavox Odyssey 2. I gotta say, the games we played on the Magnavox Odyssey 2 have been the most ingenious, and they're not following a structure or copying something. They're the most original ideas that we've seen, and it looks like we got another one. I really would like to know who was some of the big programmers for the Odyssey 2. Like their names, first and last names. And from the chat, Chiptune Chronicles says, Activision produced some great exclusive home console games on the 2600. Yes, and we haven't even got to Activision. These games are so old that Activision doesn't exist yet. As of right now, Atari and everyone that works at Atari are all hunky-dory. They're all having a good time. No one has left to form Activision. All right, so very creative people here. I agree with Arcade Jeff in the chat. Let's take a look at the artwork. This is I've Got Your Number, a fast-moving finders keepers racing game for the whole family. It teaches preschoolers basic math, reinforces perceptual skills, and sharpens hand-eye coordination. That means I've Got Your Number may be an early childhood game, which we kind of breeze through. Let's take a look and see. There is the cartridge for us. Looks like it's one game on the cartridge. Pushing number 1. The sound effects in the background. Wow. They're going crazy. So for the manual, it's a homebrew manual. And let's see what I've Got Your Number is about. Looks like the screen will display a giant electronic blackboard filled with orbiting numbers and symbols. Player 1 is on the left side, 2 is on the right side. Each player stands on a scoring box, which automatically counts up each correct answer. So yes, it's slightly a early childhood game because it's using addition, subtraction, appears on the screen. Each player races to the correct number or symbol with the electronic figure. When a player catches a correct answer, a point is scored and the solution is displayed at the bottom of the screen. If a player catches an incorrect answer, they're sent back to the start position. And then you keep playing. So you're doing math problems, but it's done with an action-oriented way, so I wouldn't expect younger children to play this in 1979. Let's see. It's 1979. We're playing on the Magnavox Odyssey 2. I've Got Your Number. And from the chat, Chiptune Chronicles says, Lemonade Stand and Oregon Trail are the best education games in their honest opinion, and we have played Lemonade Stand. It came out first on the Apple II, and that was played a few episodes back. But Oregon Trail, totally going to hit on that one. That's a great educational game. We will not be playing every single educational game. We will be playing quite a bit. If we did that, this would be going on even longer than it already is. All right, here we go. This is number 1. All right, so I am the green person on the side. If you look at the bottom, it's showing what you're supposed to be entering. So if I do, okay, so it looks like I got a wrong answer. Or do I get the right one? Oh, so it's saying 5 votes equals 5, and then I say 5. So I got to get to a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I say vote. Wait, no, it's giving me a point. So it's saying, okay, it looks like it's doing not necessarily math problems, but logic problems. So 2, what's with the sound effects though? It's so loud. I wonder if that's not the original sound effects for the system. But it's doing logic problems that you solve at the bottom. Oof, that really was the sound that came in the game. Yeah, even in our video snapshot, it's the same thing. That is just atrocious. So I'm gonna give that one. It's cool they have the logic problems, but I'm gonna give it below average, 2.5. Still in the average range, but just a little bit lower. Wow. It sounds like you're beating your head against the wall for the video game. And I agree. Chiptune Chronicle said in the chat the sound effects kill it, and I'm with you on there. It would have been higher up, but no.